Hi, this is Mr. West, and today we're doing a Kuta worksheet tutorial on multiplying decimals. We're going to go ahead and start with number 3 here. All these problems have positive and negative numbers. They're going to have different signs that we're going to have to apply. They have decimals. It seems quite complicated, but I'm going to break it down into a 4-step process. So this is the process if you want to take notes on it or just take a look at it. We're going to remove decimals first, and we're going to pretend it's just a normal multiplication problem we're going to multiply. Then at the end, we're going to replace our decimal, and then the last step is applying the correct negative or positive sign depending on what's going on. So let's go ahead and start with number 3. This one's a little bit more simple. The first thing it says is we are going to remove decimals. What that essentially means is we're going to pretend this is a number 2, and this is the number negative 16. Now, even for right now, we didn't have to worry about the negative. We're just going to multiply this like 16 times 2, which we should be pretty comfortable with. Essentially what we're doing here, if you need a quick refresher, is we are multiplying the 2 times the 6 first, and that's 12. Okay, but I can't just write a 12 right like that. I have to carry that 1 up. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the standard algorithm, I have to carry that 1 over. And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that 1. So the second step is I'm going to be multiplying the 2 times the 1. This is how the standard algorithm works. You take turns multiplying the bottom number by each digit in the top. So I multiplied the 6 times the 2, got 12. I put the 2 down, carried the 1. Then I do the 2 times 1, that's 2, plus the 1, and that gives me 3. So my answer looks like it is 32. That is my step 2. My step 3 is count the spaces, places after the decimal or replace decimal in the answer. So I need to put that decimal back in. I can't just ignore the decimal, otherwise it wouldn't have decimals in the question, correct? So I have here that there's 2 numbers that are after the decimal place and both the numbers that I'm multiplying. That means I need those same 2 places after the decimal in my answer. So you see here that I have 2 places after the decimal in the question. That means I need 2 places after the decimal in my answer. So 0.32, which I really should put a 0 in front, is going to be my decimal equivalent. So 0.32 is going to be my answer, but I still have to apply the correct positive or negative sign. This is something I need to add over here. So if I am multiplying 2 positives together, we know that answer is going to be positive. But here's the thing, is if I have a positive times a negative, well, it can't be the same thing. It's got to be negative, the opposite. If we reverse that, the same thing is true. Okay, it's just flipped around. But what happens if I multiply a negative times a negative? Well, it's got to be different than this, right? So it's going to be the opposite of that. You take away a negative, ends up with a positive. So this is a chart that we are going to refer to if we're having difficulty understanding what sign we need to put. Here we have a positive 0.2 times a negative. So we're going to get a negative. I need to have that negative in my answer. So negative 0.32 is going to be my answer. That's number 3. Let's move on to a double-digit one. How about number 1? Oh, that one's a triple digit. Let's move on to number 2. Okay, so with number 2, we're going to pretend that this is 17 times 21. I like to put the bigger number on top. Doesn't matter. Okay, usually no matter what, you're going to put the longer number on top. Okay, so for example, for this one, I'm going to put the 487 on top and the 55 on the bottom. Okay, but back to number 2. I'm going to multiply these 2 together. So first, let me make this a little bit smaller. Multiply the 7 times 1 and then the 7 times the 2. So that gives me, let me change the color, that gives me 7 and then 14. I can put the 14 directly because there's no other places after that. After that, let me change the color again. I'm going to do the 1 times the 1 and the 1 times the 2. The trouble is I need to place a 0 because I'm moving on to the tens place. Each time I move over another digit in this bottom number, I need to place another 0 because it indicates a higher power of 10. So I have 1 times 1 here. That's my first little lasso. And then 1 times 2. That's 2. And now I add those 2 numbers together. Essentially what this does, I said essentially so many times, is I did 21 times 7 and then 21 times 10, and I'm adding those 2 results together. So I have 7, 5, and 3. So 357 is going to be my answer. But that was only step 2. I need to count places after the decimal and then also put the correct sign. So places after the decimal, I only have 1, 2 here. So in my answer, I need 1, 2 numbers after the decimal, 3.57. My final step is saying I have a positive times a negative. That means I'm going to have a negative. So negative 3.57 is my answer. Let's move on to, I would do number 1, but I already set that one up. So we might as well skip down to one that looks pretty difficult. Let's jump down to number 6. For number 6, I have 5.928 times 116. I'm going to remove that decimal. And then here's my new problem. So this one's going to be quite involved because I'm going to have to do the 6 times the 8, the 2, the 9, and the 5. And then I'm going to have to do the same thing with the 1, the 2, the 9, the 5. And then the 8, the 2, the 9, the 5 again. So 4 multiplication problems for each digit. So that's going to be 12 total because there's 3 digits in the bottom number. So it's a lot of work. Let's go ahead and get started. So we have 8 times 6 is 48. I'm going to carry the 4. 6 times 2 is 12 plus the 4 is 16. Carry the 1. 6 times 9 is 54 plus 1, 55. 6 times 5 is 30 plus the 5 is 35. Wow, a lot of digits. Okay, next number, I need to put a 0 first because I moved on to the tens place. So now I have the 1 times the 8, that's 8. 1 times the 2, 2. 1 times the 9, 9. 1 times the 5, 5. The next one, I'm actually kind of glad we got to this, is I put 2 zeros because I moved on to the hundreds place. So if I move on to the hundreds place, obviously 100 has 2 zeros, so I need those 2 zeros listed right there. Okay, just in case you're wondering what I'm doing. But now I get the same answers I just did because I just did this. 8, 2, 9, and 5. Now here's the real doozy part is we got to add us all together now. So I have 8, 14. I'm going to carry the 1. I'm going to add 5 plus 1 is 6. 2 is 8 plus another 8 is 16. That gives me 15, 17 in the next row. 9, 9 equals 18. Carry the 1, and then we have 6. So there's a lot of opportunities to make mistakes in this. We have 3 lines of multiplication, 12 multiplication problems, plus all those addition problems. You just have to be very careful with this. Now, I still need to apply my decimal rules. I've only finished step 2. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers after the decimal. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers after the decimal. There we go. So I got my decimal in the correct spot now. And I can kind of check it to see if it's more or less correct because I know that 11 is close to 12 and 5 close to 6. 12 times 6 is 72. So if I have, that's close to 6, that's close to 12, my answer should be kind of close to 72, and it is. It's 68. So I know I did the multiplication correctly. Now I just have to apply the sign. I have 2 negatives times together, negative 5.928 and negative 11.6. So my answer needs to be negative, and there's my answer. Okay, maybe do one more that's got 3. So let's go ahead and let's do number 10. So number 10, actually let's do a tougher one. Let's do like number 11. So number 11, you essentially, it looks difficult, but what you're going to do is you're going to do 2 numbers at a time only. So we're going to do 3.2 times 8.7. I'm going to rearrange it. I'm going to do that first. So 14, 16, and then call that 17. 0, 21. Put a 2 up there. Cross that one out. 3 times 8 is 24. Then 26. So we have 4, 8, 7, 2. I need 2 numbers after the decimal because I have 2 numbers after the decimal here. So I'm going to place it there. And it's positive because I had 2 positive numbers together. Next, I need to multiply this times negative 1.1. So you see this is like a combo problem. 1.1, but this is negative, okay? I'm going to apply that negative at the end. So I'm going to have a positive number, the positive 27.84 times a negative 1.1. So no, my answer is going to be negative. I'm going to kind of skip to step 4 right now. Now I'm going to do my normal 4 times 1, 4, 1 times 8, 1 times 7, 1 times 2. And then I have 0 and then I would have the same numbers, 7, 2. And then add this up. Clearly, I'm running out of space. Do I have places to put it? Yeah, let me move it. Right there. Okay, sorry about that, but I needed the room. Now I just have to add it. 4, 12, 16, 10, and then 3. How many total places after the decimal? Well, I had 1, 2, 3, so I need 1, 2, 3. Place my decimal, already said it's going to be negative, so negative 30.624. So these problems aren't any more difficult. They just require an additional step, which is like 2 multiplication problems in one. But the way you do it is you just handle one at a time, okay? So actually I'm going to do this one real fast, see if I can do it fast at least. You do one at a time. 63, 67, okay? So this is our first one. One place after the decimal, it'd be negative, and now we do negative 67.5 times 8.3, okay? And, oh, negative 8.3. So you know your answer is going to be positive. You're going to have 2 numbers after the decimal, okay? And we just apply those multiplication rules. I just set that one up. Hopefully that one makes it a little bit easier for you. If you have any questions on this, please leave a comment below. And I look forward to seeing you next time right here on Wes Explains Best.